en español, ¿no? Bueno, muy bien. Esta es una sesión especial. Vamos a hablar de Gemini. Miren, Gemini. Gemini es este modelo de Google que viene a hacerle competencia a lo que podríamos decir ya es el incumbente en la arena de la inteligencia artificial generativa, que es ChatGPT. Y resulta que Gemini, lo que ustedes van a ver ahorita, es algo que se lanzó hace 5 horas. Vamos a ver eh, vamos a ver estos videos. Yo creo que es súper relevante que lo hagamos. Estoy entrando al canal de Google, observen, y en playlist está aquí que se llama Potential of Gemini. Vamos a mirarlos y vamos a ir comentando y haciendo preguntas y toda la cosa. ¿Listo? Entonces, vamos a arrancar. Son 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Son varios. Miren, son varios. Pero vamos a arrancar con este. Me dicen, por favor, si pueden escuchar.
The reason we got interested in AI from the very beginning is that we always viewed our mission as a timeless mission. It's to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. But as information has grown in scale and complexity, the problem has gotten harder. So we always knew we needed to have a deeper breakthrough to make progress.
I've worked on AI my whole life because I've always felt would be the most beneficial and consequential technology for humanity.
Voy a ir parándola para ir comentando cosas. Esta persona que ustedes ven aquí, Demis Hassabis, es una celebridad en el mundo de la inteligencia artificial junto con Ilya Sutskever. Este chico fundó DeepMind en el 2009-2010, jovencito, después de su postdoctorado. Es un maestro de ajedrez desde los 14 años o 12 años. Y toda su vida se ha dedicado a la inteligencia artificial, especialmente desde la perspectiva de la cognición humana, científico-cognitivo. Fundaron DeepMind y ellos fueron los que crearon AlphaFold, AlphaGo, la IA que le ganó al jugador, al campeón mundial de Go. AlphaFold, esa herramienta de la que hemos hablado bastante acá, que está cambiando el mundo científico. Y ellos fueron adquiridos por Google en el 2014, ¿no? Y ahora se llaman Google DeepMind. Por eso Google ahora está sacando esto, que en realidad es de ese grupo que siempre trabaja de manera independiente, que es DeepMind. Hasta hace unos meses que se anunció como que ya trabajan juntos. Antes, a pesar de que sean parte de Google, siempre Google tenía su equipo propio de IA. ¿Alguien sabe cómo se llamaba el equipo? Hasta ahora el equipo propio de IA en Google, es famoso, se llama Google Brain. Google Brain, y dentro de Google Brain ha habido personas liderándolo súper importantes en el mundo, como Jeffrey Hinton, que es uno de los padres de la IA, o también Andrew Ng. Esta es la relevancia de este señor. Ahora sigamos mirando.
Human beings in our society would have 5 senses, and the world we built and the media we consume is in those different modalities. So I'm super proud and excited to announce the launch of the Gemini era, a first step towards a truly universal AI model.
The Gemini approach to multimodality is all kinds of things you want an artificial intelligence system to be able to do. And these are capabilities that haven't really existed in computers before.
Traditionally, multimodal models are created by stitching together text-only, vision-only, and audio-only models in a suboptimal way at a secondary stage. Gemini is the most...
Hasta ahí. Esa es parte esencial que todos lo podemos entender, chicos, cuando se habla de la multimodalidad. En la IA generativa se habla de modalidad y de multimodalidad. Un ejemplo de lo que es normal, la modalidad, es que, por ejemplo, GPT-3 o GPT-3, cuando se lanzó GPT 3.5, son modelos sencillos o un solo modo, se podría decir, en el sentido en que A partir de texto, genero texto. Texto de entrada, texto de salida. Pero ustedes se han dado cuenta ahora que con ChatGPT, uno en la interfaz de ChatGPT le puede decir, crea una imagen de tal cosa, de una computadora sonriendo. Y en la interfaz de usuario de ChatGPT se crea una imagen de una computadora sonriendo. ¿Sí? No sé si lo han probado. Uno también puede subir una imagen y decirle a ChatGPT, describe esta imagen, y ChatGPT la va a describir. ¿Sí? Sin embargo, resulta que para que ChatGPT pueda crear imágenes, lo que hace por debajo, ¿alguien sabe qué es lo que hace? ¿Qué es lo que hace que ChatGPT pueda crear imágenes? ¿Alguien lo ha visto?
No.
ChatGPT lo que hace es crear un prompt a partir de lo que uno le dice, crear una computadora sonriendo. Y normalmente, no sé si se han dado cuenta que crear imágenes es difícil. Por ejemplo, en Midjourney tú tienes que ser un experto creando prompts para crear imágenes que se asemejen a lo que tú en realidad estás buscando. Lo que hace ChatGPT es coger ese input y construye un prompt que haga mucho sentido y que sea lo más probable que el usuario quiera, y luego se lo pasa por debajo al modelo de OpenAI que se dedica a crear imágenes. Es otro modelo.
De Dali.
Es DALL-E, en este caso DALL-E 3. Así que aquí en el ejemplo que ellos muestran, este AA, ¿qué será?
Y eso es texto escrito, ¿no?
Texto.
Este es GPT-4, digamos. Esto que está aquí podría ser DALL-E, ¿cierto? Y esto por acá podría ser Stable Audio, modelos de generación de audio, modelos de generación de imágenes, ¿no? Y lo que hacen es, se conectan entre sí y uno le pide cosas al otro a partir de prompts. Así funciona en este momento ChatGPT, integrando por debajo a GPT-4 o GPT-4 Turbo, y integrando por debajo a GPT-4 Vision y DALL-E 3 en este caso, ¿no? Y él, lo que está diciendo allí Jeff Dean, este científico de Google, es tradicionalmente, o no, tradicionalmente porque no es tradición, sino hasta ahora la multimodalidad se ha mostrado así, pero esto en realidad no es muy óptimo, es lo que está diciendo.
Stitching together text-only, vision-only, and audio-only models in a suboptimal way at the secondary stage. Gemini is the multimodal from the ground up, so it can seamlessly have a conversation across modalities and give you the best possible response.
Gemini is our largest and most capable model. It means that Gemini can understand the world around us in the way that we do and absorb any type of input and output. So not just text like most models, but also code, audio, image, and video. What's amazing about Gemini is that it's so good at so many things. As we started getting to the end of the training, we started seeing that Gemini was better than any other model out there on these very, very important benchmarks. For example, each of the 50 different subject areas that we tested on, it's as good as the best expert humans in those areas.
It's very rare that you can work on a technology at a foundational level and it simultaneously can impact all our products.
We created a family of models that can run on everything from mobile devices to data centers, each of which is actually best in class.
Gemini will be available in 3 sizes. Gemini Ultra, our most capable and largest model for highly complex tasks. Gemini Pro, our best performing model for a broad range of tasks. And Gemini Nano, our most efficient model for on-device tasks.
We want to provide the best foundational building blocks, and then we know developers and enterprise customers are going to figure out really creative ways to further refine our Gemini foundational models, and the potential's almost limitless.
So at Google, there's this healthy disregard for the impossible, and that has oriented us to be both bold and responsible together. As these systems become more capable, all of those capabilities also raise new questions.
We have to think about what it means to have an image be a part of, for example, the input, because an image might be innocuous on its own, or text might be innocuous on its own, but the combination could be offensive or hurtful.
Safety and responsibility has to be built in from the beginning. And at Google DeepMind, that's what we've done with Gemini.
We develop proactive policies and adapt those to the unique considerations of multimodal capabilities. We then do rigorous testing against those policies to prevent the harms that we've identified. with approaches like classifiers and filters.
If I were to look at the foundational breakthroughs in AI over the past decade, Google.
Chicos, vienen los mejores videos. Quien quiera, escriba, llame a otras personas para que porque los que vamos a ver ahorita es muy impresionante. Lo vamos a ir comentando. Entonces, si quieren, escriban por ahí para que entren algunas otras personas.
Google has been at the forefront of many of those breakthroughs. And I think Gemini continues that rich tradition.
It's been an enormous sort of monumental engineering task, which has been, very challenging, but also very exciting.
I have been at Google for quite a while, and the reason I'm here is really I believe in the company's mission, and I think Gemini is a great step in that overall mission.
We end up with a world that has more knowledge and that people have more access to information that otherwise would not be available to them.
That's what excites me, the chance to make AI helpful for everyone, everywhere in the world.
Ese es el primero. Vamos a mirar otro. Cualquier
A
pregunta
common
que
problem
tengan,
scientists face is the need to.
están poniendo.
Here you will see a demo of Gemini's multimodal reasoning capabilities to understand and reason about users' intent, use tools, and generate bespoke user experiences that go beyond chat interfaces.
Esta es una capacidad que normalmente se evalúa en los LLMs, la capacidad de reasoning. Y tiene algunas métricas que se usan para comparar los distintos modelos que están en el mercado. Eso yo en algunos casos les he mostrado a ustedes el leaderboard de Hugging Face, en donde ya aparecen las variables puestas, las mediciones puestas. En este video vamos a ver cuáles son esas capacidades de razonamiento que tiene Gemini. Fíjense.
Let's say I'm looking for inspiration for a birthday party theme for my daughter. Gemini says, I can help you with that. Could you tell me what she's interested in? So I say, sure, she loves animals, and we're thinking about doing something outdoors. At this point, instead of responding in text, Gemini goes and creates a bespoke interface to help me explore ideas. It's got lots of ideas, it's visually rich, it's interactable. Now, none of this was coded up. It was all generated by Gemini. Gemini uses a series of reasoning steps, going from broad decisions to increasing the high resolution of reasoning, finally getting to code and data. First, Gemini considers, does it even need an UI? Is a text prompt best? Okay, this is a complex request that needs lots of information to be presented in an organized way. Gemini then tries to understand if it knows enough to help. There is a lot of ambiguity. I didn't say what my daughter's interests are or what kind of a party I wanted, so it had asked a clarifying question. When I said, we're thinking about an outdoor party and my daughter loves animals, Gemini reasoned it had enough information to proceed. But it made a note that there was still ambiguity about what kind of animals, and this is important, and what kind of outdoor party. Next is a critical step. Gemini writes the product requirement document, or PR.
Crea un PRD. Observen que esto que nos está mostrando a la derecha es todos los razonamientos internos, intermedios que hace el modelo para dar la respuesta que están viendo a la izquierda, ¿no? Y construye un PRD. Vamos a ver, ¿para qué usa un PRD?
Next is a critical step. Gemini writes the product requirement document, or PRD. It contains the plan for the kinds of functionality the experience will have. For instance, it should show different possible party themes, some activities, and food options for them. Now, based on this PRD, Gemini tries to design the best experience for the user's journey. It thinks that the user will like to explore a list of options, but will also want to delve into details. It uses this to design a list and detail layout that we saw earlier. With this design, it writes the Flutter code to compose the interface out of widgets and write any functionality needed. Finally, it generates and retrieves the data needed to render the experience. You can see it filling in content and images for the different sections. Ah, farm animals. She would like that. Clicking on the interface regenerates the data to be rendered by the code it wrote. Ooh, I know she likes cupcakes. I can now click on anything in the interface and ask it for more information. I could say, step-by-step instructions on how to bake this. And it starts to generate a new UI. This time, it designs an UI best suited for giving me step-by-step instructions. I want to find suitable cake toppers for this. Show me some farm animal cake toppers. At this point, Gemini again decides to create a visually rich experience. It generates a gallery of images. Notice the drop-downs at the top. It decided that Mate should help me explore by showing different options. Sheep sounds interesting. I know she likes that. And now...
Hasta ahí. Se dan cuenta de que el modelo es capaz de entender un requerimiento y decidir cuál es la mejor manera de presentarlo al usuario para que tenga el mejor journey posible. Decide diseño, elementos, crea código, renderiza, todo. Y además de eso, te pone opciones aquí porque cree que seguramente vas a querer cambiar de animal o de material, en este caso.
It helps me pick sheep cake toppers. These look great. This is going to be a fun birthday party. I hope you saw a glimpse of what Gemini is capable of. I'm really excited about what's possible here. This is such an interesting time in AI, and I'm excited to be part of this.
Gemini. Aquí hay algo muy interesante, chicos. Esto que les voy a decir ahorita creo que es lo más trascendental que me puede venir a la mente de lo que esto va a impactar. Y es, ustedes saben que desde hace ya un tiempo la información en Internet tiene dos características importantes. Una es que es personalizada y la otra es que es dinámica. Por esa razón es que cuando ustedes entran a un sitio web normalmente se acomoda a sus propias preferencias. Entran a Mercado Libre, no es la misma página en la que yo veo que la que ve Pablo, ¿sí? La información es dinámica, se organiza en ese momento y además personalizada conforme a lo que yo quiera. Así hemos venido. Pero resulta que va a llegar un momento en el que las cosas van a cambiar mucho y no solamente la información, sino también los componentes web o los componentes de software que constituyen el Internet van a tener esas dos características. Van a ser dinámicos y van a ser personalizados, de tal manera que tú vas a poder tener en tus manos aplicaciones que se van a construir por demanda según lo que tú quieras. ¿Y quién va a construirlas? ¿Quién va a construir esas aplicaciones en tiempo real?
La IA, ¿quién más?
Los agentes autónomos de IA, de lo que hemos también hablado acá algunas veces. Eso me parece que esto que estamos viendo aquí es la primera vez que me permite ver algo ya demasiado tangible hacia esa línea, que igual yo ya la tengo en mi cabeza. Pero el ver aquí que un modelo es capaz de razonar de esa forma y construir una experiencia de usuario a partir de código, como lo está haciendo, eso ya es otro nivel, ¿no? Muy bien. Ahora vamos al más bacano. Vamos a ver si lo encontramos. Es que hay muchos, pero ¿dónde estás? Aquí están. Ahora sí, lo que van a ver, pilas.
All right. Testing Gemini. Here we go. Tell me what you see.
I see you placing a piece of paper on the table. I see a squiggly line.
What about now?
The contour lines are smooth and flowing, with no sharp angles or jagged edges. It looks like a bird to me.
What if I add this?
The bird is swimming in the water. It has a long neck and beak. It is a duck.
Yes.
A duck is a type of waterfowl in the family Anatidae. Ducks are closely related to geese and swans. The duck appears to be blue. This is not a common color for ducks. However, there are some breeds of blue ducks. These are typically not as common as other duck breeds. It is more common for ducks to be brown, black, or white.
Are you sure?
What the quack? I was just talking about a blue duck, and now you're holding one. It looks like blue ducks are more common than I thought.
Would this float?
I'm not sure what material it's made of, but it looks like it might be rubber or plastic.
What if I tell you it's making a squeaking sound?
Oh, if it's squeaking, it's definitely going to float.
Nice.
It is a rubber duck. It is made of a material that is less dense than water.
Can you teach me how to say this in a different language? And give me a few options. Ooh, can you explain how to pronounce the Mandarin one? Is it yazi?
Yazi
is pronounced with a first tone. In Mandarin, there are 4 tones, which are essential to distinguish the meaning of words. The first tone is a high, level tone.
Oh, okay.
The duck is in the middle of the ocean. There is no land nearby for the duck to rest or find food. It is unlikely to find ducks here naturally.
Okay, based on what you see, come up with a game idea. Oh, and use emojis, please.
How about this? We can play a game called Guess the Country.
Sure, let's do it.
Clue 1. This country is the home of the kangaroo, the koala, and the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh, that's easy.
Clue 2. This country loves football and has won the most men's World Cups in football history. You are trying to get me to find the paper ball under the cup. I accept the challenge. The cup to the left.
Nice.
I know what you're doing. You're playing rock, paper, scissors.
What do you see now?
The fingers are spread out to look like the wings of a butterfly.
What's this?
Big ear and barking mouth, a dog.
Sweet.
The coin should be under the right hand.
I don't know.
The coin is in the left hand using a sleight of hand technique to make it appear as if the coin has disappeared. Both objects are round and flat.
There you go.
Both are food. The orange is a healthier choice than the cookie. Citrus can be calming, and so can the spin of the fidget toy. They are both examples of popular toys that have been enjoyed by children and adults alike for many years.
Give me some ideas for what I could make with this.
I see pink and green yarn. How about a dragon fruit? Or how about a green cake with a pink heart?
Okay, how about these colors? And maybe show me some animals.
Okay, now I see blue and pink yarn. How about a pig with blue ears? Or an octopus? Or a bunny with a pink nose?
Ooh, I'll keep those in mind. Which way should the duck go?
Going left leads to a duck, which is a friend. Going right leads to a bear, which is a foe. It is better to make friends than foes, so the duck should go left.
Smart choice.
This is a picture of a crab.
That's right. Is this the right order?
No, the correct order is Sun, Earth, Saturn.
Based on their design, which of these would go faster?
The car on the right would be faster. It is more aerodynamic.
Which looks more fun?
The one on the right, because it has a loop.
What do you think this person might be saying?
How about a woohoo?
Ooh, I love that.
I see you're drawing a guitar. You've added an amp. Now it's electric guitar. We can make some seriously loud music now. Given that you added drums, How about some 80s hair metal? Alright, I see you've added a palm tree to the drawing. Change it up with some beachy vibes.
What movie are they acting out here?
I think they are acting out the famous bullet time scene from The Matrix.
Ooh, nice. What do you think might happen next?
The cat is going to jump to the wall and stick the landing. It's going to be a perfect 10. Oh, and it's a miss. It looks like it was just a little too far away, but don't worry. The cat is a natural athlete and it will be back up there in no time.
Okay, I've got one more for you. Describe the drawing I made.
It is a simple line drawing of the constellation Gemini. You did a good job of capturing the beauty of Gemini.
Nice. That's it. I think we're done.
¿Qué tal, chicos?
Tremendo.
Wow, qué impresionante. Me sentí como
¿Cómo une
estaba
los puntos del
viendo
cangrejo?
Iron Man cuando hablaba con
Impresionante.
Jarvis.
Impresionante eso.
Sí, sí.
Me asombró que tiene sentido el humor. Interpreta la intención del usuario simplemente viendo lo que el tipo hace. O sea, ya no es un prompt. O sea, simplemente ve lo que está haciendo el usuario e interpreta cuál es la intención.
Sí.
Y generó imágenes dinámicamente cuando le mostraba los ovillos de lana de distintos colores, generó los animalitos ya tejidos de lana. Eso no lo pudo haber descargado en ningún lado, lo generó dinámicamente.
Exacto.
Muy rápido, aparte.
Parece falso. En verdad.
Guys, let's switch to English. It's not an issue.
Okay.
Welcome them.
It's so incredible that it look like fake.
Looks like fake. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
Just agree with Javiera, I'm agree with Javiera because it looks like fake because at least probably I missed this part, but I can see how the interface I can see the things. I don't know, probably to have a camera. I don't know. Do you know it?
this is the thing. Gemini is a model which was built from scratch as a multimodal model. That's different from what we saw with GPT-4 and DALL-E, that they are interconnected by prompts. In this case, this is a model that can understand you when you give it a prompt, written prompt, or when you speak to it, or when you show a picture. And what's the difference? With ChatGPT, for example, I have this application installed already in my phone, which allows me to interact using my voice, which is, let me show you, which is this one. This is ChatGPT. I can speak to ChatGPT and say hello and ask anything, and he will understand what I am saying. But how it works, it takes my speech and generates a transcript, and then uses that text as the input. That is how it works, transcription. However, did you see how different is this? Because in this case, you can even you speak to the model doesn't need to transcribe this, but just immediately understands what you are asking for. That's the difference. And that's why this model is capable to do what you have seen it is with images. Or videos.
Right. It combines all the three things at a glance, kind of.
That's it. So let's look for another video. Can Gemini turn images into good? I'll let you know in seconds.
Sorry, Danny.
What? Sorry.
What was the name of the video that we watched before? testing Gemini or something like that?
Let me see. The previous one is this one. I'm going to send it to you in our
hands-on.
Slack channel.
All of them are in the Google.
This is the
channel,
one
right?
I have already shared in our Slack.
Perfect.
The same one. Okay, so now let's jump to the next one. Gemini, all you need to know in 90 seconds. Let's see.
If I were to look at the foundational breakthroughs in AI over the past decade, Google has been at the forefront of many of those breakthroughs.
Gemini is our largest and most capable model. It means that Gemini can understand the world around us in the way that we do. So not just text, but also code, audio, image, and video.
Taylor used Gemini to search a large corpus of scientific papers for key information.
We wrote a prompt. With its advanced reasoning capabilities, Gemini was able to distinguish between papers that were relevant to the study and those that weren't.
I'm delighted to introduce AlphaCode 2, powered by Gemini. When we evaluate AlphaCode 2 on the same platform as the original AlphaCode, we solve almost twice as many problems.
Gemini on its own has the ability to transform software development as we understand it.
Based on their design, which of these would go faster?
The car on the right would be faster. It is more aerodynamic.
But safety and responsibility has to be built in from the beginning.
And that has oriented us to be both bold and responsible together.
Developers and enterprise customers are going to figure out really creative ways to further refine our foundational models.
Gemini will be available in 3 sizes. Gemini Ultra, our most capable and largest model for highly complex tasks. Gemini Pro, our best performing model for a broad range of tasks. And Gemini Nano, our most efficient model for on-device tasks.
It's been a monumental engineering task, which has been, very challenging, but also very exciting.
We built Gemini from the ground up to be natively multimodal, including something quite important for both of us, programming code. Gemini is able to consistently understand, explain, and generate code that is correct and well-written in most programming languages. That includes Python, Java, C++, and Go. It substantially improves coding abilities over previous PaLM 2 models. From a benchmark around 200 programming functions in Python, it consistently solves about 75% of them in the first try, versus around 45% on PaLM 2. If you allow Gemini to check and repair its own answers, this number jumps to over 90%, which is a huge step forward. It can help you create and prototype new ideas in seconds. Let's give it a try. I really like trains. And if I wanted to create a train spotting location web app, I can simply ask and get a working prototype in less than a minute. While the code isn't perfect, it's really helpful to have a first draft. Gemini on its own has the ability to transform software development as we understand it, but it can also be deployed as a key component of more sophisticated systems.
Gemini is great at coding, but we've been able to take it even further, creating a specialized version that performs remarkably well at competitive programming. Now, why do we care about competitive programming? Well, it is one of the ultimate litmus tests of algorithmic coding abilities. So you have thousands of talented programmers from all over the world that come together to compete and try to solve incredibly complex problems that require not only coding, but also math and reasoning. 2 years ago, we presented AlphaCode, and it was the first AI system that could compete roughly at the level of the average human competitor. Today, I'm delighted to introduce AlphaCode 2, a new and enhanced system with massively improved performance, powered by Gemini. When we evaluate AlphaCode 2 on the same platform as the original AlphaCode, we solve almost twice as many problems. While AlphaCode broke through the top half of human competitors, on average, we estimate that AlphaCode 2 performs better than 85% of competition participants. Let's have a look at our model in action on one of the hardest problems that we faced. And I say hard because in the original contest in which the problem appeared, less than 0.2% of participants actually solved it. The problem is quite difficult. It's very abstract, so I can't get into too many details, but the basic gist of it is that we are tasked with computing aggregate statistics that account for what appears to be an impossibly large amount of random arrays. The really cool thing is that to solve it, AlphaCode 2 makes use of dynamic programming. Dynamic programming is an advanced algorithmic technique which basically simplifies a complicated problem by breaking it down into easier subproblems again and again. And what's really impressive is that not only AlphaCode 2 knows how to properly implement this strategy, but also when and where to use it. What the example shows us is that competitive programming is not just about implementation. It's also about understanding, maths, computer science, and indeed coding. And that makes it an extremely hard reasoning task. So it's not very surprising that up till now, generally available large language models have scored very poorly on this benchmark. These models are really good at following instructions, but AlphaCode needs to do more than that. It needs to show some level of understanding, some level of reasoning, designing of code solutions before it can actually get to the actual implementation to solve the problem. And it does all that on problems that it's never seen before. Another thing that is great about AlphaCode is that it performs even better when it collaborates with human coders who can provide grounding. Basically, developers can specify properties that the code samples have to obey. And when we do that, we see performance increase significantly. We think of this kind of interaction between programmers and AIs as the future of programming, where coders will not just give instructions, but actually collaborate with highly capable AI models that can reason about their problems, that can propose code designs, and that can even help with the actual implementation. AlphaCode 2 was built for competitive programming, but we're already working on bringing some of its unique capabilities right into the general Gemini models as a first step towards making this new programming paradigm available for everyone.
Bueno, eso es, chicos, lo que está pasando en este momento. Veamos si hay otros interesantes. Y listo. Processing and understanding raw audio. Explicando razonamiento en matemáticas y física. Uy, esto me encantaría.
As a parent, you may have to help your kid with their homework. I've certainly had to. Here's where Gemini can help. For this demo, we've created a simple interface, and with some clever prompting under the hood, we can really leverage Gemini's math, reasoning, and multimodal capabilities to learn a subject like physics. With Gemini, you can upload a photo of handwritten answers on a worksheet. Not only can Gemini solve these problems, but this is the amazing part. It can read the answers and understand what was right and what was wrong, and explain the concepts that need more clarification. So Gemini identified some mistakes with problems 1 and 3 here. Let's take a look at 3. Here, Gemini identifies that the formula was correct, but there was a mistake in calculating height. We can ask Gemini to explain in more details why the height is 50 meters instead of 6. I can ask Gemini to explain further. Here, Gemini explains the step-by-step details to solving the problem. Because of Gemini's ability to understand nuanced information and answer questions relating to complicated topics, it can give you a customized explanation of the subject you're trying to learn. And lastly, if you want to learn more, you can just ask. Gemini will provide personalized practice problems based on mistakes. Here I have a similar problem where I have to figure out the cat's speed, where the height of the ramp is double. Oh yeah, I knew that.
¿Cómo va a cambiar la educación con esto, chicos? ¿Qué tan? ¿Cuántos órdenes de magnitud va a cambiar la forma como una persona puede aprender? cuando quiere realmente aprender con herramientas como estas. Imagínense eso.
Eso, yo, perdón, comento. Eso va a requerir, digo yo, mucha preparación de parte de los profesores, en este caso, para saber cómo guiar a los estudiantes en el uso de estas herramientas y que aumenten de cierta manera el conocimiento, en vez de utilizarlo como una herramienta que les va a hacer la tarea por ellos. Es decir, que le saquen el potencial, pero eso va a requerir también de mucha preparación de parte de los profesores. En este caso lo veo de esa manera.
Sí, es un reto gigante. Si ChatGPT de por sí ya es un reto gigante, ahora con esto, vienen nuevas preguntas, ¿no? Hay quien decía que incluso si la IA no se desarrollara más de lo que ya estuvo con ChatGPT, el impacto en el mundo iba a seguir incrementándose de una manera...
Uy, qué pena, Dani. Otra vez en inglés, que perdón, no me he dado cuenta, ya volvió.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Is Danny here?
Yes, it's here.
Danny?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, that's great. So I was saying that even if the AI won't progressing more and just be stuck into what is it now before Gemini, just with ChatGPT, even though the impact in the world will be stunning. I mean, incredible, because every single day the adoption of these tools is increasing. The adoption. So far, the adoption of ChatGPT is still so low and poor. I would say poor in the whole world, and this is increasing. And as it increases their adoption, the impact will be bigger. And when I say the impact, I mean how the education system will be impacted, how the jobs will be impacted, how many jobs and which kind of jobs will be lost, to give you just an example. And now, with this new wave of multimodal models like this one, like Gemini, what will happen? We don't know yet. It has taken a year to figure out what can we do with ChatGPT. And even now, many people don't know how to use it and how to leverage it, right? So what I'm expecting now is GPT-5. You know, GPT open. We have two major players out there. First one is OpenAI with GPT 3, 3.5, and 4, and 4 Vision, and that's it. And GPT, custom GPTs, and so on. That's one way. And now we have this new player in the arena, which is Google with Gemini. Yes, we have Google Bard since some months ago, but let's be honest, Bard wasn't very good at all. But now Gemini, it seems to be. So this is a real new player in the arena, competing directly with GPT-4. But what we have seen here, lead me to think that GPT-4 is not a rival for this. And that's clear. Javi.
You know, if we can test it,
I was just about to ask the same thing. Yeah.
or maybe the app is, or I don't know, something.
I was checking on the page, but I didn't find something.
And I don't think so yet. For now, what we have is the paper, or not the paper, but the publication. Let me show you. DeepMind that Google. Can you see me as well? This one. I'm sharing this into the group, the Slack channel. Okay. Now here, this is so new, just some hours. I haven't read this yet. And for example, hands-on with Gemini. Watch highlights, explore or prompting techniques here. Okay, that's it. That's it. But I wanted to try it. Building and deploying Gemini responsibly. Bringing Gemini Pro to BART. Experience Gemini Pro in BART. Oh yeah. Okay, so to switch to my other account. This is one because Globant doesn't allow to use BART, so I'm using my personal account here. Okay, it seems to be the same as usual. We can ask, do you have Gemini with you?
Are you alone?
Unfortunately, I mean, the new Google Web model. I apologize, misunderstanding. As of today, Google hasn't announced a new. Woo! That's BART. That's usual in BART, you know. No, so the answer is no yet. But I don't know why this is being shown here.
Right after that link, Danny, there's a section that says build with Gemini, and it says that it's coming on December 13th.
Okay. Wow. But just for my birthday. Well, a day before my birthday. That would be a good gift to me coming soon.
But that's to integrate with applications. There might be no such thing of OpenAI's experience way of using it, right?
Yeah, like an API. Something. Well, that's it.
But it's amazing.
Guys. Sorry, I know we have a plan for this call related to the short courses that we are doing. We started yesterday. This will be the second one that I thought it was worth to see Gemini. I hope you enjoyed this session, guys, and learned so much about what's coming. Let's build AI responsibly to benefit humanity. So don't forget it. That's it.
Thank you very much. Great session.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
Bye.
Bye, people.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Sharing that. Ciao.